Hey guys, sorry I was late again. I was trying to ship something, like I sold a print, and I was trying to send it to the local post office, but there was way too many people there, and it like halted my waiting time. So that sucks. I mean, I got it sent, which is cool, but now the stream is starting late. But no, thank you all for coming in and watching. I haven't been on YouTube at least live in a long time, so hopefully I can get back into it because mainly I've been going on Twitch. I've been mainly streaming on Twitch, which is why like you haven't seen me here. But I don't know. Twitch is slowly growing, whereas here I have like a little bit more of a following, so that's nice. So I don't know. I'm gonna try and see if I can balance streaming here on Twitch and then streaming. Sorry, here on YouTube and then streaming here on Twitch. So we'll see. A few things have changed since the last time I've streamed. Um, I have I now have Clip Studio Paint. You can see that it's a bit different in the layout because it's not Photoshop anymore. I'm using Clip Studio Paint. For this one though, um, I was initially drawing the Star Trek on Photoshop, but for some reason, as I was working on it the other day, it just kept freezing. Like it wasn't fun. It was it like anytime I would hit undo, it would just freeze, and I'm just like, I what is happening? I got flashbacks of when I was using my laptop back in high school. It was not a good time. So I was trying to figure out what was wrong, and I was assuming maybe it's because there was a lot of things open on my computer. But when I used Clip Studio Paint, it almost didn't freeze at all. Maybe it loaded a little bit, but it had no issue doing anything. So I was like, yo, what gives? So I figured I might as well try to convert this Photoshop file into a to a Clip Studio Paint file. And looking at the layers, it looks like most of it has been properly adjusted. I mean, I got all my layer masks in. I got all the colors that I was doing. It seems like it took care of everything pretty well. So we're gonna finish this on Clip Studio Paint then. So yeah. Vex. Oh, hello Vex. I changed my account from the Lolas, from the lols. Okay, okay. um, okay. Greetings, Vex. Hello, Gabriel. The Cure. The Cure is Vex. Okay. Um, but yeah, we're gonna try and get started. Um, Not only have I been using Clip Studio Paint, but I also got me another monitor. So that means I'm able to monitor the stream a lot better because initially I would just use my phone, and that's not fun because I have to like turn it on, waste the battery, and recently it's been glitching pretty heavy. Like it just won't stop tweaking basically. Like it would rapidly hit the touchscreen without me touching anything, and that's annoying. So yeah, I have a second screen now. I can monitor the chat from here, which is super dope. But yeah, I'm gonna try and get started on this drawing. Well, first, let me share it. Let me share that I am streaming to everyone. Streaming. Oh yeah, no, the second screen life is really mint. It's really good. It's very helpful for this kind of thing. And not only is it good for me when I'm streaming, but it's also really useful for when I'm doing projects that require me to use multiple references. For example, um, I'm working on an animation right now, and in the animation is characters that I developed. You've probably seen them. They're in some of my artwork. Like for example, A2Z. You've seen him a few times. He's the character that popped up in the 1000 sub special, as well as a few other artworks I've done. But that character is going to be in the animation, and then the other character is going to be a robot I made called Subject 4, and he's featured in. I call them he's, but they don't really have genders. But this robot is located in the Era T-shirt design as well as the post-Era drawing. And so what I wanted for this animation was to have them interact with each other through like a form of one-on-one in basketball. So I've been doing a bunch of animations in the past couple of days, like work in progresses, and I think they're turning out all right. But yeah, that's turning out pretty well. But it's really useful to have a double screen dual monitor setup for that, because you can put all your references and you know animations on the left whilst you're working on something else on the right. So yeah, I feel like it's gonna be worth paying the extra buck for. And I have it set up on a VESA mount, so that basically cleared a lot of space on my desk, which is also really nice. But yeah, now I have two screens, new software. I will probably bounce back and forth between Photoshop depending on what I'm looking for, but we'll see. Close that. What else? Yeah, no, I think that's pretty much it. So yeah, let's get started with the drawing. And I think when I edit this, I'll just cut out the whole like beginning half of this, because it just took way too long at that post office. Let me see. So it looks like. When do you think you'll be done with the animation? I really don't know, because this is technically my first time doing a full-blown animation short film like this. Depending on how much time I get in the next next like year maybe, I feel like I would get it done probably by 2020. Like, if I'm being realistic. I don't know what time in 2020, whether that be late winter or early spring. I wouldn't be surprised if it takes an entire year and I come back in the summer next year and have it done. But I did test out, like I did some scene tests a few days back, and I was working on it last night as well. And it's this scene where A2Z catches the ball and he's walking up towards subject 4, and he's about to do a hesitation dribble. Let me see if I can pull it up, because I kind of want to show you guys what I've been doing as of late. Here we can let me see if there's a way for me to show it on OBS. Let me see. So I'll go image source and we'll go GIF, browse, and I'm gonna go ahead and look for it. Black artwork. It's pretty. I think it's a decent like start for this animation that I've got. Let's see. Open. Yeah, you see it. So that's what I've been working on 2 days back, and so it's a really simple animation right here. But it was just me seeing if this was kind of me exercising the use of Clip Studio Paint, because I use Clip Studio Paint to do the animations. But you can see I have the ball bouncing up from the ground, and then him catching it. A2Z goes and catches the ball, and then kind of does a stare down at subject 4. That was the first cut of this animation that I did, and then I have another one where we have A2Z staring down with a different shot, and it's kind of them walking towards subject 4. So we have this one where he stares them down real quick and then starts bouncing the ball towards him. So we have that, and then let me show you the one I was working on last night, and that was it's pretty rough still, but it's basically the same. It's that same shot, but it follows up with a hezi. Like it kind of goes into a slow mo where he's about to like go really like he's about to fake him out, thinking he's about to do a crossover, and then he just zooms past him. So that's kind of where I'm at right now with the progress of it. So yeah, we can take that out. But yeah, that's what I've been working on the past week, just trying to set up my animation. I did the storyboards and the what's it called? I did a storyboard for that scene, and then I also wrote the entire story for the animation already. So like I have the plot sorted out and what they're gonna do in the video. So now it's just a matter of me storyboarding these scenes and shots and just drawing them. And I'm sure I'll dedicate like a decent amount of time on sound as well, but that won't be until I get like the entire movie animated or short film. So we'll see. We'll see how all of that turns out. And if I do end up getting a job midway through, and that which would severely cut my time down, that's fine. It just means I have to like allocate a little bit less time on the animation, which means it will take a little bit longer. But I'm not too viciously concerned about all that. So yeah, so even here, Clip Studio Paint is lagging a bit, and I think it's just because I'm running 2 monitors, and it's just taking like a lot of power to run that kind of thing. If I end up having to overclock my my PC, I'm not surprised, because it's about that time. I mean, I've had this computer for 2 years, so overclocking it won't be too bad of an idea. Let me find my references for the Star Trek. So I'll open these up. There we go. Put that here. Oops. Put that there. And then open up. So we got that one. I'll open up this, yeah. There we go. Get this in. Cool. This man needs more subs. Well, I appreciate it. Maybe one day I will get more subs. Whenever that day will be. We shall see. But yeah, let me get to the drawing now. So I pulled up some references of some pictures from the original Star Trek series, and friend of this person I met on Twitter, Amanda Hufford, she helped me out with finding some of these references because she's a huge fan of Star Trek. She was the one that wanted me to do a Star Trek drawing, and I thought that would be really interesting to do. So here we are. But let me see. I want to adjust my work settings up a bit. I had my timeline open up because I wanted to do animation earlier, but I don't really need it now. So I can just minimize that down here, and we'll start with Spock. We'll start shading with Spock. So layer setup is a little bit interesting for Clip Studio Paint because it doesn't let me initially make my mask black. So what I have to do is I have to kind of block it out first in the regular layer and then set it to layer mask. But I mean, it's fine. It's just a little bit more more of an obstacle to worry about. So we'll go with main shade. It's gonna be oh well, hold on. We'll go with shade, and then in this folder I'm gonna add a new layer, and I'm gonna call that one main shade, or just main. Yeah, this will be our whoops. This will be a multiply layer. Okay. And well, we'll see. I'm gonna see if what color I want this to be. Make it at 50 for now, just so we can get it situated. Cool thing about Clip Studio Paint though is there's like the way the brushes are split up. It's not like Photoshop where everything is together as a brush, but like the brushes have their own tools in a way. Like Photoshop does it kind of with the pencil and brush, but this one has like a pencil, brush, spray can. Like it has all of them separated. So I think that's pretty cool. Um, but it's just like another difference that Clipstudio Paint has compared to Photoshop. So I made my mark here, and I'm just gonna go ahead and control click, and then I'm gonna make a mask out of that. And so now I can just erase this. I think I will set up my eraser as a hard eraser. Yeah. No anti-aliasing. I want it all alias. And on here, I'm gonna do the same thing that I do in Photoshop, where I fill the entire layer with a color. So like that. It's gonna take some time for it to load, but yeah, just like that. And let's see. If you're in multiply, why are you so dark, so bright? Color dodge. Normal? What do you look like normal? So, oh, that's right. When I set a layer to dodge or whatever other color blending style, it has to have the group layer pass through. Otherwise, like, it doesn't do it automatically for me. I have to do it myself. Photoshop does it automatically, but here it doesn't do it on its own, which isn't a big deal, but it's something you have to keep in mind when you're drawing. So we got that situated. Got the eraser. I do like the way my tablet responds with the lines here are a little bit better. You can see that there. So I like, that's nice. Let me go to, is this 45? Oh wow, that is 45. We can either do 45 or we can go for 25. If I do 25, turn a pen. If I do 25, then yeah, that works. 25 is fine. Because this whole thing is pretty large, so it will take some time to just get everything situated. You can see that it's lagging right now, but that's fine. Okay. So I'm looking at the light sources here, and there is that one door that has a lot of red light on it. So I will keep that in mind when I'm drawing this. I'm gonna add like a red hue. We can do that now. Start a new layer and give it a red color. Oops. And control mask, and then go into here. Go in and fill everything else out like so. Okay. Excellent. And go in here and just start getting rid of the getting rid of it. So you got this going on here, which is nice. And it looks like no matter what, for the mask, if you're coloring on it, it disregards the brush color you have initially, and just goes in and does it itself. So that's another thing that I have to change. So, which is fun, which is totally fun. Yeah, this one, I think we'll set this up as a color dodge, maybe. Nah, how about color screen? Let's see what happens when we do screen and then we make this a shadow. Okay. So if I do that with this as the multiply layer and this on top as screen, that's what it looks like. What does it look like when it's color dodge? Not very different, if at all. But I think I'll go for a color dodge because it'll give me a slightly richer red. Okay. Now the texture of their shirts, it's I don't know, there's like a velvety feel to it. I don't know how to explain it. Like, it reflects light a specific way. So I have to keep that in mind. I can't shade it like a typical shirt would. Well, we will see how this turns out. Let me rough out the shadows for this. Get a good feel of what I want to do. One thing I can do though is go into here and we'll worry about that later. I was gonna say maybe I can go ahead and start like adding yeah, do that. See, I can't speak, but I can do. I was gonna say maybe add the transparency locks for the shadows, just so it's a little bit cleaner. But we got it. We got it. We can do it. This stream won't be too long, unfortunately. It'll probably be about till 6:30, maybe 6:45. That's mainly because I want to go visit a friend of mine. He's getting married, so they're having an engagement party. I want to go say hi to him. And because the pen responds a lot more to sensitive touch on here, the cutoff is not as severe, so that means I have to be more careful with how I throw the lines around. But that also means I have nicer lines coming out when I pay attention to it. Like, it'll give me smoother gradients with my hatching style. So that's also a nice thing to think about. So we got, like, they're looking out here, right? And there's a lot of light coming in from up top. And so a lot of these things will be covered in. But there's also light coming in from that door. So I need to remember that. Yeah. I was honestly surprised that he was getting married. Like, I knew he had I knew he was dating somebody. But I didn't know he had any intent on like marrying her at the time. But once he sent me the invite, I was like, oh, it's like I was kind of surprised, but I was like, okay. I mean, if that's how he feels about that relationship, then by all means. It's tough finding a good one, right? So okay, yeah, that feels right. Trying to mess around with the sources here. Yeah, that seems about right. Okay, so there's that. Considering the way the cloth's supposed to respond, I think I'll add highlights of that red now, just for me to get an idea of what I'm supposed to be doing. So like, it won't be this strong, of course. I'll tone it down, but at least I can see where I'm headed with it. I'm gonna be more reflective on the hands too. I have a cool idea of what I'm gonna do with the drawing afterwards, and that's gonna add a bunch of grain and artifacts and like dots and whatnot, just so it gives you that like old film feel. Because I want to kind of pay homage to the idea that this is from the '60s. So that'll be fun when I get there. Let me get rid of that mask. We can do Kirk in his chair real quick. There we go. Zoom in. So we'll start with this. This here. Actually, yeah, we can fill this open up. This can get filled in too. Like that. Daniel. Dan, the man. Bro, what's up? Yeah, man, I'm streaming, bro. Streaming on YouTube. Sometimes I'll be on Twitch, sometimes I'll be here. Today I figured let me go stop on YouTube real quick. You know, Ninja moved on Mixer and whatnot, so so I'm like, you know what? Let me just move back to YouTube real quick. Yeah, man, I'm just drawing some Star Trek. I figured I'd take a quick break from my animation ventures and go back to finishing up some fan art. Oh boy. I will say though, Twitch is a lot better with live streaming, simply because like the delay is so much better on Twitch. The delay only lasts like maybe 30 seconds tops. Over here, it's like feels like a solid minute sometimes. It's just like, oh, they don't know what I said yet. It's just kind of annoying. It's just like, oh man. But I mean, the timing for this isn't too bad because I'm just drawing, and so by the time you see, and like it's not like I have a bunch of traffic on YouTube, so it's like whatever I see, the person watching is gonna, they can be you know, comforted by the idea that I'll see it, because like it's not like I have an insane flow of comments coming down. It's just like I can't read them all. That doesn't happen, at least not yet. Okay. Whew. So this is the first time Clip Studio Paint has decided to. It hasn't frozen, but it is loading very slowly. And I think the way that I can prevent that is by simply turning off layers. So when it finishes loading, I'm going to go ahead and do that. Ease up on my computer, because I have so many things open. I have YouTube, I have my photos, I have Clip Studio Paint, I have OBS running in the background for the stream. I think I have Discord open, and if that's the case, I'm going to have to close that. Yeah, I think I'm gonna close Discord real quick. I'm gonna close Snaz. I don't need that now. Yeah, okay. I think I got everything closed. That doesn't need to be. Oh wait, nope. There's a bunch of YouTube. There's a bunch of YouTube in the background. There we go. And yeah, I think we're Gucci now. And like I said, I'm gonna turn off the layers that I don't need, which is a bunch. So we're gonna turn off this one, 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 and these two. Well, actually, we'll keep Spock. It's just Spock and Kirk now. Okay, nice. Someday you'll have to use slow mode on chat. Someday, yeah. That'd be intense. Like the day that I find out, wait, I have to turn this on. I don't know if that'll make me happy or frustrated because it's like, oh my goodness, I can't read anyone's comments. It's too fast. But then at the same time, it's like, wait, that means so many people are watching. We'll see. We'll see how I respond to it. Somebody needs to clip it. The day that I use it, someone needs to clip and say, he used it. It was on this day. Aziz had to use slow mode chat. Let's see. Okay. And then so we have his leg. That'll have some shading. Anything that's under him will have some form of shading. We'll have this, okay. I need to remember to get his kind of like cuffs here. There's like gold trims on them, so I must not forget. I must not indeed. Okay, and then here we'll have his red popping out. See that, like in Photoshop I can do this, but like it just feels a lot more smooth here. I don't know what it is. It just feels more butter, bro. Like it's just it just does. Hope someone doesn't ask if I'm okay. Yeah, we'll see. No, man, the past few days I've been chilling on Caleb City's Discord, and I'm always laughing in the middle of the night, and I'm just like, I bet the rest of the fam don't like me right now. It's just, I'm laughing way too much, having too good of a time. It needs to be stopped. Yeah, okay. Whoa, add some hair shadows, like so. Give that a little. Oop. I had a feeling I would do that. I had a feeling it broke free somewhere around here. I have no idea where though. Okay, got that. Honestly, this is kind of a cool shading style, but because I'm Hatch Gang, I gotta follow through. Let's see. Okay, so that's like the basic form of shadowing for this layer. Come in here with this, come in here with that. Like, you see this? Like, I couldn't make lines that thin when I was in Photoshop. Over here though is different, bro. Like, it's just, it's different. It's a new playing field. I mean, these aren't final lines. This is just for me to understand where this is going. Yeah, some hair back here. Yep. Oh, that already looks kind of cool, like from afar. I mean, it looks like trash when you zoom in. Like, look at it. Come in here. Look at this trash. But zoom out a bit. Yeah, you can kind of see it. You can kind of see the vision. At least I can see the vision. But yeah. Okay. Okay. Let me turn on Ura, the sister. Yeah. Okay. And so we will capture her clip, and then go in here, start shading. Okay. Go in here. Shade this. So yeah, from based off the way the lighting is set up on the set piece for this show, it looks like it's coming up from directly up top. Because I'm looking at these shadows and I'm looking at the reflections, and it looks like it's directly above. So if that's the case, I think my light source is still pretty accurate. And it's directly more into the center, like up here. So I just have to make sure I maintain that throughout this thing. And then of course I have the red door back there, so and it's a little bit more to the left, which is why I'm doing it on that side, looking at the set pieces. So we seem to be on the right track so far. What's nice though about the animation I'm working on is that what's nice about me drawing and then also working on the animation is I kind of get this nice blend of line practice. Like, I do so much hatching with my fan art that my lines are getting easier and easier to draw out. And so when I'm doing simpler line work in my animation, I've had a lot of practice with doing lines already, so it's much easier for me to just draw those lines out as compared to, when I wasn't doing the fan art initially. So that's nice. It's still difficult to do lines like perfectly the first try because I'm using a graphics tablet with no screen, so it's a lot of guesswork. But I'm getting better and better the more times I use it. Actually, this whole leg probably would be shaded a bit, like that. Maybe her calf would show some light, or would get some light revealed on it, but not much. Like kind of like a gradient. Yep, something like that. Don't want to get you off track, but do you have any tips for finding your style? I'm struggling with finding my style. Hey Aziz, I'm back to see what incredible artwork you're doing this time. Thank you, Oofer McDoofer. But to answer your question, Dan, for me at least, finding my style kind of came from like habits, kind of like things that I liked doing, and that's not necessarily where you should get your style from because you might have a bad habit. But there are some things that I liked doing or I liked seeing in other people's artwork that I was like, hey, wait, what can I do with this? Or how should I approach this if it was me? And so kind of the style develops from both experience and knowledge of art as well as your own preferences. And so, like, for example, you know Cellman, because Cellman's dope. But he's in the server. So like Cellman, he's been able to take multiple forms of Dragon Ball art from the various artists that have done professional work for that show, that manga, and he said, you know what, let me take it my own route. He's not really trying to follow a specific style. He made his own style out of the various sources of Dragon Ball art.
Hi.
Hello, my name.
Well, here's your gum.
Thank you.
I got one.
You got a gum?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Are you finishing that drawing again?
I don't know if I'll finish it today, but I'll try to get some progress in.
Are you just sketching it?
I was sketching it earlier. Now I'm kind of shading it, or at least getting a general idea of how it should look shaded.
I have no idea what this is.
Yeah, no, I don't know if that answers the question, but my style kind of came from what I liked seeing in art, and then what do I think I can do with this this style that I like.
Aziz, how are you getting those questions?
How am I getting those questions?
Mm-hmm.
They're asking me.
Through here?
Yeah.
It's such a full screen.
Yep, it's the nice thing about dual screen monitors.
If you guys don't know this, for now, Aziz has 2 monitors.
Indeed.
Because he used to have 1, but now he has 2. Why are my blue scissors over here?
Oh, I was using them to deliver that print that someone bought for me.
You know there's scissors right here.
Yeah, but when I was going downstairs, I forgot to get them, so I just picked them up from downstairs because I was in a rush. I was trying to get to this live stream on time, but that didn't happen.
So you had to do that first.
Yeah.
You guys should follow my brother Aziz on Instagram.
You heard the lady. Follow me on Instagram. It should be at the bottom right of the screen.
Yeah, it should be on the bottom right down below.
That is Aziz Mbaye. Okay, alright. I kind of mess with this shading style. I actually really like it. I think I've gotten used to the cell shading because I've done a bunch of Dragon Ball art recently. Not on YouTube, but at least on Twitter. But we'll see. Oh, is there a problem with it? Oh, I thought there was a problem with the stream for a second.
Aziz?
Mm-hmm.
Sister at the end.
Yeah. It says, thanks for the information, Aziz's sister.
Oh, you're welcome.
Hold on. Let me chew some gum.
Usually that's what I do when I'm... Well, you want to know my worst...
Probably sounds awful on the mic, but whatever.
Oh. I'm going to check who that was.
Probably Dad.
Yep, it's Dad. Why is there blue tape though?
That was from when I was at school and I was using it to wrap up the package.
I want to tape my hand. I wonder how to tape hands. I'm not an expert of taping things.
Well, you'll get a hang of it eventually.
Someday. Okay. That's why you were walking fast.
Yeah, because I was rushing.
Why were you rushing? It was an emergency?
I was just trying to get to the stream faster.
Yep. My life might be like this. And I'm sorry if you. Because life will never end. Is there anything like 2020?
2020?
Yeah, is there anything like 2020?
What do you mean?
Like 2020?
Yeah, that's next year.
Oh, next year.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that. Because I did not. I don't think I remember when I was... I think I know my first wood when I was a baby. I think it's Mom. It was Mom. It was definitely Mom. Oh, and yesterday I had a little small boo yesterday.
Oh.
A very small boo.
Did you fall?
No. You know Slaymon's dead?
Mm-hmm.
I got scratched by it and I got a little boo-boo. I didn't cry though.
You're a tough girl.
I was tough. I looked like I was, but I wasn't because it was pain. But I'm a tough girl now.
That's good to hear.
And I'm turning 7 though. So, yeah. I tried my best.
Good.
And there you have it. I taped my hand. Now I'm going, well, if you excuse me, I'm going to go put this in the trash.
Okay. Okay. So we have Ura. We can get Bones over there, hiding in the background. Bones. We'll grab his layer clip. Yeah, I don't know how much I'll get done, but if anything, I'm gonna try and get the basic shading taken care of. What time is it now? 4:57. Okay. So I'll probably continue streaming for maybe another hour and a half. Although there might be a food break. This is usually the time. This is usually around the time my family eats.
I'm back.
You're back.
Mm-hmm. If any kid eats candy before they go to bed, guess what? They shouldn't.
Why is that?
Cause you won't be able to sleep.
I see.
And when you wake up in the morning, you'll be all sleepy. So that's why.
Interesting. Or as Spock says, fascinating.
Why did you say something?
No, that's what it says before I type anything.
Oh.
It always says that. Any future projects you want to work on someday? We can do another Full Metal Alchemist. I totally sit through to watch that because FMA is one of my favorite animes. I don't know if I'll do another Full Metal Alchemist anytime soon. I mean, if I'm in the mood, maybe. I did enjoy watching that show. There was a lot of cool stuff that happened in it.
Can I say something? If you guys play Fortnite, type in the word Fortnite. Fortnite.
But regarding future projects, some of the drawings I've had lined up, or at least what I want to do, is one person suggested I do Gambit. So that'll be pretty cool.
Did he say something?
No, that was before you asked them to say that.
Oh.
I want to do Gambit. I want to do another friend of mine wanted me to do Rock Lee and Mike Guy. So that sounds interesting. I might try that out.
Actually, I'm gonna go get my phone so I can play Fortnite.
Yeah, she recently got into Fortnite. At least on her phone. Well, not her phone, but her mom's phone. But yeah, she's just in her gaming phase, I guess. Well, it's not really a phase. It's probably going to be a lifestyle very soon, but yeah. But yeah, those are some of the drawings I'm thinking about doing. And then of course the animation that I'm working on. The animation will be more of a long-term project. It's going to be like something that takes place over the span of like probably a year, maybe more, depending on how my timing is set up. You know what's kind of nice though about the fact that Clip Studio Paint automatically sets my brush to white when I'm in my mask is that I don't have to worry about potentially screwing up the opacity level. Although I'm wondering if that also means I have to put more effort into when I do want to lower the opacity level of my brush. But considering how pretty structured this software is, I'm sure that's something you can do. Sonic has crossed my mind. I'm trying to figure out how I would do a Sonic drawing.
Anybody said they played Fortnite?
Well, Oofer McDoofer says he doesn't like Fortnite.
Why you don't like Fortnite?
I'm watching this while I'm trying to fix my tablet. The pen decided to... Oh, dang, that sucks.
You said what?
He said his pen decided to stop working.
No. Wait. On to the no.
Yeah, pen's not working is never fun. I've been fortunate for that not to have happened to me yet, but fingers crossed.
These headphones are the worst. Because my ears hurt. Da, 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 da.
You drew a Sonic before and it turned out alright. Yeah, Sonic is an interesting character to draw.
Is anybody following Aziz on Instagram?
A few of them are, yeah.
Well, make sure you want to know how many Instagram followers and likes I want you to have?
How many?
10,000.
10,000? Million?
Or higher than that.
That's a lot of people.
Yeah. I want you to have probably infinity.
See, that's not possible. That's not enough people.
Probably infinity of 1, 2, 3, or 4, or 5. Make it more!
Well, I guess we'll see how many subscribers or how many followers we get.
Let's check.
I do have an Insta.
Oh no.
If you look at the bottom right of my UI.
It's on 4%.
4? Good lord. We need a charger. You can probably you can just charge it downstairs. I don't really need it right now.
We can do this later.
Yeah. Yeah, if you look at the bottom screen of my layout, I have my Instagram name put up there, so you can go ahead and follow it. I also have a Patreon, so that's a thing. I don't really press it yet. I only really have three. I only have 3 tiers on it right now. I don't have any content uploaded because I know nobody's supporting it at the moment, so I'm just like, eh. You saw? Oh yeah. The Goku Kefla one was part of the redraw challenge. I think that was Vlodax's redraw challenge. It was fun. Let's go to Scott. We'll do Scott now. He shouldn't have too much red. He's a little bit far away. But yeah, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it.
Charging.
Nice.
So we'll probably do that when we're ending this video. Man, I'm sweating.
Already.
Because I've been moving and it's also hot. If you don't know this, I got a new kid smartwatch.
Yeah, she got a little
kid smartwatch. My dad gave it to me as a surprise. Cause when I went to the counter, it was like, "Good morning, Mom and Dad." I went to the counter, and I got shocked. I was shocked.
Now, when you got time, do you just do quick sketches instead of making these awesome as H drawings? That's what I do. I usually put a pic on my screen and just draw it. That's how I did my Godzilla custom design.
Aziz, can't we do a face reveal someday?
A face reveal? I mean, my Instagram is a face reveal.
It's a face reveal? How is it a face reveal?
My face is literally the profile picture on Insta.
No, stop. I don't see your face on Instagram.
You don't even have an Instagram.
Mom does, so some. You never know if I look at it.
Well, if you looked at it, you'd see my face.
Mom doesn't even use it.
Yeah, Mom.
She's always in Facebook.
Yeah, Mom doesn't really use her Instagram, despite the fact that she has 4,000 plus followers. But it's fine. It's fine.
I would alarm her, but she's on a phone call.
Mm-hmm.
And she doesn't even use it. She only goes on Facebook, phone calls, texts, work, everything except for work, phone calls, texts, and Facebook.
Mm-hmm. Is that so?
That's all she does.
Well, Mom is a very busy person.
And there's...
It sounds like it's time to eat. I can hear spoons in the background.
Oh, yeah.
Well, if that's the case...
Wait.
Hmm?
You raked out in this car twice.
What?
Okay. You're leaving the stream twice.
I didn't leave the stream twice.
I don't need to go because I ate gum, candy, and ice.
Hmm.
That's all I ate. Wow, it's stuck in it. Whoa! This is really stuck.
I should add another light layer.
Light layer.
And...
No!
color to make it.
It's stuck. For real.
That's disgusting.
Oh my god.
We can make it cold. Yeah. And then... control.
Aziz, what are you doing? Make it like snow?
Well, what I'm doing is,
Hey, let's make a highlight in his hair.
yeah, we're gonna highlight his hair.
Can I
light.
highlight it with the colors I think?
Maybe when we come back from meeting.
Actually, I can stay here. Because basically I just ate gum.
So, that ain't food.
Duh. Gum is for relaxing your teeth. And actually make your breath smell like mint. Smell it.
You should really ask for a booth in Comic-Con, print your pictures and put them in frames for people to buy. I'm sure they'd love to see your pictures on their wall. I actually did have an art show recently. It wasn't for Comic-Con, but it was Raw Artists.
Oh, I saw it. I was there.
Yeah, you went there. And,
with our whole family.
Whole family was there. It was like a local
our cousins.
local art show.
Our cousins were
people
there.
did buy some prints over there, which was nice.
Our cousins were there.
Mm-hmm.
His friends were there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It was fun, and I did not stay there for long. My parents made me come home with my other brother. Make sure you.
I mean, the event was like 4 hours long, so you'd be tired.
Make sure you subscribe to my brother's YouTube channel. But I'm pretty. Why are you highlighting it blue? I want to highlight it my color.
You want to have it your color?
Yeah. Well, guess what?
Yeah, the whole family.
You want to know what it's going to be? Red.
Red? Why?
Red and black. Those highlights.
But, I think we're going to go ahead and eat real quick. I'm going to try and be fast about it. I'm not going to spend a lot of time. Because my time on this stream is short anyway.
Oh.
Ah.
Oh, my.
What about done? Alright. That's better.
Paste. We're not actually ending it, but we'll be right back.
Indeed.
Paste.
Indeed.
Paste.
So I'll go ahead and guys, subscribe before 1K. I'm sure I was little Goten, or maybe I subbed when I had the name Oofer McDoofer. I'll take your word for it.
We'll be right back.
So I'll add this layout and let me edit this text. Let's see. I'm generally surprised as to how well everything is made here. Oh, but I think this got erased. Or this is I knew it. So I think what I have to do then is this. Put in another layer of text. And I'll try to, what time is it now? 5:11. So I'll try to be back by 5:35.
I'm pretty sure you're not gonna make it to that.
I have to.
Oh, pick me up. All right.
Make this something thick.
We'll be back in 5:35.
At least that's the goal.
I'll probably be back around 5:34 or 5, or 6, cause I'm probably going to do my manicure. Never mind. This has somebody's ears in it.
Okay.
So which was a Q-tip?
Okay. I'll be back.
Peace.
Alright, I am back. Okay. Let's go ahead and call her, what's her name? I keep forgetting her name. Chapel. That's her name. Grab that. And okay. What?
Can you take me to the mall at 7?
I unfortunately won't be able to this time. I have to go attend a engagement party for a friend of mine. They invited me to go.
When?
They invited me a couple weeks back, wanting me to show up at 7. But, well, we're going to the park tomorrow, so there's that.
But I'm already bored.
You're already bored. You follow me on Instagram? Nice. Yeah, because on Instagram, I'm a little bit more, how do you say, like, more organized with what I post. Like, on Instagram, it's like I almost post nothing but my own drawings. Whereas on Twitter, I might tweet something, or I might retweet or comment on something. So, like, the content is a lot more construed. But on Instagram, it's just like, it's more like a presentation thing, like almost like a portfolio of what I do. So you can always check all the stuff I have there. Thank you. Let me see. Maybe get a new. Is it super? It's blurry. Okay, I see. That might not be the recording software. That might just be my connection, or not the connection, but the the processing speed and whatnot. Because usually this runs at 1080, but I think it's because I got so many things open up that it's decided to cut down the quality of it. Yeah, because I'm running this on OBS. Usually OBS is nice to me, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's different this time around. Okay, so we got Sulu and Chekhov in the very front of the panel. Turn on their layers. Oh, wait just a darn minute. Oh, never mind. I thought I discovered something, but no. Disregard. Disregard. Yeah, nothing crazy is really going on right now. It's just me covering all my bases for the shadows, at least for the characters. And if I have more time, I'm gonna try and go for some of the artifacts or elements within the background. I think I do might have to adjust the settings on this stream, though. It's giving me a bunch of messages regarding bitrate. Let me see. I wouldn't be surprised though if what's it called? I wouldn't be surprised if the settings have been adjusted without me noticing it. Let me see. I was gonna do 45. Let's see what happens when I do this. Maybe that'll increase the quality of it, but I'm not too sure. Because I'm assuming it's because it's like detecting the capabilities of my computer and then trying its best to optimize the software so that it doesn't take a bunch of storage or data from it. But like, we want quality. I don't know. We'll see. Okay. We can go in with some of the red. Some of the red. Well, I don't know. There wouldn't be a lot of red hitting these guys. They're so detached from it. They're so far away from the red. Yeah, I was afraid I put some white in there. Okay, cool. Yeah, there wouldn't be a whole bunch of red for them. They're just simply too far away from the light source. Maybe some red here, maybe some red there. Something worth thinking about, I guess. Make sure these are colored in. They will, however, have a decent amount of highlights going in. Oh, we're back on the brush again. Hold up. There we go. And same for here. Scotty, he's got some super shiny hair. He put gel in that one for sure. So I'll keep that in mind. Spock over here. Wouldn't wouldn't you just be dumbfounded if this was just how the drawing is supposed to look? Like, this is it? Like, this... He's like, oh, he's done? Yeah, I thought it would look better. No. I do want to just try and get the rough shading in. And then when the real fun begins is when you'll see, like, it, like, really pop out. But this is just for me to, like, understand where I'm going with it. Probably be a little bit sharper over here. You know what? I'm gonna just connect those lines because people are gonna think it's something else. That's better. When did I first start drawing? I don't know the answer for myself, so I take my mom's answer. She says I've been drawing since I was 2. Because I don't remember when I started. I just kind of did. Like, the furthest my memory goes back, I was already drawing. Like, I didn't have like I can't remember a moment where I was like, hey, I want to start drawing. It was just kind of like, it was there the whole time type thing. Yeah, no, those white lines are... they're not pretty at all. But they at least help me understand how this could look. Because at some point, if you go too far in and realize you don't like it, It's a lot of like going back and trying to fix everything up. But this allows me to at least mess around with colors and hues specifically, values, shadows, just so I can see where it can go. Like right now, I'm testing the top light. Top light right now is a little bit too dark, so maybe if I boost it up a bit with this color, see what happens. See, it's a little bit brighter, more noticeable, which is kind of what you want from a light that's coming down on them. And then you have the red light in the background. So, yeah. Let's see. What else I want to work on? Or we can. The shading for the background will be a little bit different compared to how I'm going to shade the characters, simply because I ain't trying to hatch everything in this drawing like that. So, I think I have to work on that later. Since I do have the majority of this taken care of, what we can do then is get into detail with said lines. So, for example, here, after I kind of have an understanding of what I want to do, typically what I like to go for is just erase the whole thing. Because as I'm drawing it, I have a general idea of what I want these lines to do already. And I kind of have like a temporary memory of what they look like prior. So I don't need them to stay. I can just kind of start, going in. You know what? Before I do that, though, I'll just save this crappy work in progress so people know I did something before I start doing the fine tuning. So we'll save a sloppy JPEG of it real quick. 50, 25. When did you adopt your current style? It kind of started back in, I'd say, 2015, 2016. And the reason why I say that is because what happened was, back in 2012, I used to be in this really weird t-shirt phase. I would just want to make t-shirt designs. I wasn't really illustrating as much as I used to back then. I'm not as illustrating as much back then as I am now. And the reasoning why was because in school I was doing a lot of projects for art, and then I would like to do t-shirts on the side. And so when I was making these t-shirts, a lot of them I wanted them to be screen printable. And so when you're doing a t-shirt design for screen printing, you tend to have a limited set of colors. So for your drawings have to be respectful to those limits. You can't just go ahead and start painting everything, because what's going to happen is you won't be able to separate those colors and then screen print them. And so if you want to do hatching, or if you want to do shading, you have to do hatching or halftones. And hatching is what I'm doing right now with the lines. And so that would be a good way for you to add value and shadows and gradients onto a screen printable design. So that's what I would do. But after a while, I wasn't really into making t-shirts as much. But I like the idea that, with halftones and hatching, you can still create gradients and values and develop form. Like, you don't have to smoothen everything out. And so when I was trying to bring my YouTube channel back up, I was like drawing fan art, and I was like, I kind of like this hatching style. I kind of like how it's, helps make the characters in these drawings move and make the art follow a direction. And so that's kind of how it came to be. It was just me like getting that inspiration from them, the hatching and the t-shirt designs, and then converting them into an illustration. Because with the illustration, I don't have to worry about the screen tone limit or whatever, but I can at least, create some variety with the way lines work. It's like a nice how do you say? It's almost therapeutic in a way. It takes us a really long time to draw these things, but I like the fact that these lines I make, the more of these lines I draw, the more visible the form becomes. And it's a nice way for me to practice drawing lines. Like, if I'm constantly drawing lines like this, then I'm bound to eventually get very good at them. So, and like you said, it's nice to have a situation where my art is distinguishable from that one way I draw things. And so that's another way that I see it. It's like, oh, no one really does this. Well, a lot of people actually do hatching, but not a lot of people are willing to do hatching. And so I feel like that's another way for me to differentiate my artwork from other people. It's like, oh, this dude is mad. And so that's another like side reason as to why I do hatching. It helps me distinguish it from others. That's my long answer. Short answer, t-shirts. That's your TLDR. Okay, it does have an eye drop. Okay, I was erasing on the wrong part of this. I was supposed to go on the mask when I was drawing on the actual layer. So there we go. Let's see. The line's gonna look prettier now, I promise. Manny, what's up? Yeah, these lines feel really nice. I don't know why, but seeing you color the hair is oddly satisfying. It might have to do with the fact that I'm trying to create this sense of rhythm with the lines. It's kind of like it's following this flow with his hair. It's like, and I'm not really putting any sounds except for like the keyboard and me talking. So it like kind of caters to that ASMR like style of viewing. Well, Clip Studio is showing signs of using up a bunch of RAM because it just saves on its own. Oh, we on you. Yeah, Saku, we on YouTube now. I realize I haven't been showing my YouTube community some love in a while, so I was like, I need a live stream on here. Gotta do it for the fam. Did you get a notification from my channel that I was online? I live stream somewhere other than YouTube. Yeah, I sometimes live stream on Twitch. I know YouTube don't like it when you say that though. They don't like when you mention the other website. I do get more people to view me on YouTube though. because I have more followers on, or subscribers rather, on YouTube. Twitch has better streaming capability, if that makes sense. Like, things stream a bit nicer on Twitch than they do here. Which is probably why YouTube don't like it when you mention Twitch. reminds them of their shortcomings. Turn out this sketch real quick. Yeah. Did you hear that Ninja left Twitch and went on Mixer? I think that was what it was called. Yes, I did hear about that. I mean, Ninja can do whatever he wants. So, I don't really have a problem with that move. But, as Aku might know from the server, we were talking about it and about how... Well, I don't know if Aku was there when we were talking about it, but it was late at night, and one of the guys was mentioning, like, hey, now that Ninja has like moved to Mixer, like Mixer's gonna get super big simply because Ninja's is there. Like, Ninja has such a huge following that if he does something, everyone's watching. So it's like there's gonna be I wouldn't be surprised if there was an exodus for Twitch. Maybe not a significant one, but there's going to be like a decent amount of people going, you know what, maybe I should go to Mixer too, and just drop Twitch dead. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if that happens. Wouldn't that be interesting? I don't know what his reasoning for it though was. I didn't go that far into it. I'm sure there's articles or something about it where he explains it. Not that he has to explain it, but it'd be nice to know why. Zero, what up? My only gripe with YouTube right now is for live streaming is just the lag. It's just, that's it. It just takes so long for me to see. Well, it takes so long for me to respond because the other ones aren't hearing it. They say that he got $100 million to join Mixer. That could just be a rumor, though. I heard it was a rumor, like it was a hoax type thing, because that's a lot of money. That's a billion, like $100 million. That's nah. That's a lot of money, man. I'd be hard pressed to believe that. They probably gave him a lot of money, though. That's for sure. Just, I don't think it's that much money. Because I think Mixer is owned by Microsoft. Microsoft has a bunch of money. But I don't know if they would be willing to give it out. Like, $100 million is not that far away from how much that soccer player Neymar got. Like, he had I forget what team it was, but he got basically like I believe $120 million offer. So I was just like, good lord. That's just a lot of money, man. It's just it really is. What I'm doing now is I'm erasing areas of his hair so that his the volume doesn't look so flat. Because there's areas here that are simply too close to each other and they don't create this sense of depth. And so that's what I'm kind of doing right now. I'm kind of taking my step back, taking a step back and kind of erasing areas I don't want to be as bright, and then coming in and just erasing it with purpose. Like I'm still trying to be considerate about these lines. I know my time on this stream is pretty limited though, because I'm about to head out soon. Unfortunately. So what's gonna happen is probably in the next 20 or 10 minutes I'll end the stream. But what time is it now? No, actually not 10:20. Maybe in like the next 30 minutes, I'll have to end the stream. But I will continue on this Star Trek drawing at some point. Probably not today, as I do have work tomorrow, so I can't stay up super late. Well, we'll see. We'll see. It's late. I need to go have fun. See you next stream. You didn't see that error. Alright, Mahdi. Glad you could stop by. But I will catch you later. Nice. Oh man, I think this is rough. It's rough trying to draw like that. I think I might have to find another way to, like, I don't know, change the way this color reacts to the hair, because it looks too gray. I need to be. That might work. That's it. We found it. It's color dodge. I think I like the way that responds a bit more. You can tone it down. It's like to another color like that. Or what we could do, instead of lowering the opacity of that, we can lower the color. So we're going to here. Change it to a dark color. See how that looks like. Yeah. Yeah. I mess with it. Let me see what the eraser size is. We'll put the eraser size to 25 as well. And then go back to here. So we have a turnip pen and then we have the eraser. And they should give us the same result. Yep, nice. Oh, sorry, did I scare you? My apologies. I keep forgetting, like, I'm quiet. So when I do something loud, it's like I'm not really concerned about how other people respond to it, but that's only because I'm not aware that it's having that much of an effect on people. But I need to keep that in mind, that people are listening in, and then, like, it gets super quiet, and then people don't expect noise, and then all of a sudden I say something and it's like, oh. So, like I said, apologies. I low-key look kind of wild from afar.
It's just like, oh my lord, that's a lot of hair. Look at all this hair he has on his head.
Anyway, that's kind of what I'm looking for here with the style. I like the way you draw and shade hair. Thank you. I try to create like a sense of flow with hair. Um, it can be very difficult because there's so much of it. There's so many strands, but I try to take into consideration what makes hair look like hair. And when it comes to art, you don't have to draw every single strand. But for me, it's just like I want to create that sense of, hey, there's material here. So when I do hair, it's like I try to make all the lines flow together because hair tends to do that. Even with like super curly hair, there's still a sense of flow going on, and so I just try to do that. I like that. I like the way that I like how that red hits the yeah that's cool. I just like the way that looks. Yeah. Get rid of all of this. All of this gotta go. I might turn back on that sketch layer if I need it. I don't really need it, but we can keep it. We can keep it on, but we don't need it. Yeah, it just Clip Studio treats my hatching style so much nicer. It's so nice to me. I didn't even ask for this. And it's just like, here, we'll be nice to you. And I'm like, thank you, Clip Studio Paint. Thank you. Very cool. Very cool indeed. Sometimes, and I do mean sometimes, I do have like a certain texture I put for skin, but I think since Kirk is a little bit distant in the overall composition of this, I don't think I'll try it. Yeah, he's a very small portion of it, so I don't think I'm gonna try and do it this time around. Sometimes when I do skin, it's like a stippling type beat. Let me show you. Like sometimes when I do skin, I'll be like this, and sometimes that works, sometimes that doesn't. This case, it might, but it'll also take a vicious amount of time. Because the last time I tried it, that's exactly what happened. It was just a lot of time was stolen from me, and I said, no, we can't have this. So I reuse it rarely. It's only when I feel like it, I have to do it. But I don't feel like I have to do it this time around. I need to make sure I don't do that. I can't be careless with my lines. Sometimes when I do the lines, they start to cross. I don't like that because it starts to look like scratches. And I don't want, the only time I do that is if I want it to look like scratches, like when I'm doing metal. That's when it's appropriate. But here, I have to be more careful, I have to be more nuanced about my lines. Otherwise, it doesn't look like the material I'm going for. That's the cool thing though about the hatching style I picked. Like, I can make materials out of the way I simply draw the lines. Like, no matter what, I'm always going to end up making some kind of material. So there'll be situations where I'm doing it and I'm like, hey, this doesn't look like the material I'm going for, and I have to redraw it. So you know what? I think I might have to try the skin thing. I'm going to just see what it looks like. Again, it does take a long time because I'm stippling, not hatching. But we'll see. We'll all see. Maybe on the hot spots of his neck, like those neck muscles you see. There's probably some more here. And then maybe here, like the areas where it's like super highlighted, is maybe where I can put some lines. Like these areas that get closer and closer to the edge, and maybe you have to like fade those away. See what I mean? Like it's taking forever just to do this part, just from the fact that I'm trying to stipple. And it's not even like, he looks too scaly now, which is the problem. Like he's sweating almost. So I think another way we can do it then. Oh yeah, and I don't care how long something takes. Like you see me erasing all of that effort I just put in, But one thing that I've come to learn about art is you have to try and not care. You have to try and not let it get to your head. Try not to be emotionally attached to your artwork, which is very difficult because a lot of the time your art is a message. It's a thing that you are trying to speak from the art, and trying to let go of that can be very problematic if you're focused on how that message gets delivered to the viewer. But for me, it's like I try to eliminate that sense of, oh, I spent so long on this. You mean I have to do it over again? Like, yeah. I'm still working on it, of course. Like, there are some things I won't do simply because it takes too long. But I don't know. I just try to get into the habit of like understanding, hey, this could have been better if you did this, this, and this, and you got to spend more time on it. But at some point, it's also good to know when it's time to stop. But until then, I'm gonna keep working on it.
Hi.
Hey, Mariam.
I'm playing Fortnite and I'm hiding.
You're hiding?
Yeah.
Trying not to get hit?
Yeah. From this rock. It's bigger than me, actually. And I'm waiting until it's safe so I can run real fast. And try not to get killed.
Well, good luck.
Thank you. Okay, see. Go. Listen. Yes! I didn't die. Oh yeah. I grabbed a gun that has 9 bullets. Mm-hmm. Look, 9 bullets. I press it, and I'ma stop. And actually, I'm gonna not go outside. I'm gonna wait. Cause this is my home.
Well, that's one way to do skin.
This is my home.
So I did hatching, and then I went with the eraser and kind of just did a bunch of squiggly lines, and that's supposed to kind of represent that skin / leather feel. And I think that works.
Right
I think that works fine.
So before I leave, like this thing. Okay. Aziz, I'm not leaving out yet. I'm not leaving. It's very dangerous to go outside.
It's dangerous to go alone. Here, take this. Man, what time is it?
What time?
Yeah.
6:45.
6:45. I think I do have to end the stream. Okay. I'll finish up this shading on his head, and then...
It's still too dangerous to go out.
It's dangerous to go alone. Here, take this.
There's still people going like...
I'm so shocked that they let y'all play that game on mobile.
Oh. Phew. I was gonna say, did this phone die? I'm playing Fortnite. I think it's safe to go out. Oh, wait, it's telling me to do another level. You wanna know why I'm in love with Fortnite? The reason why I'm in love with Fortnite is because I get to kill people.
You like killing people?
And I never get her, but I like to get their stuff too. And I like to run in the water. And I like the way how I started hiding and not getting killed.
She's a shooting looter.
Yeah. Alright, and now I have my addicts. Oh wait, hold up. Let's grab these stuff. Guess what? I got a gun that has 34 bullets. Lucky me.
Alright, cool. That's a good place to stop. Kirk's Head. Thank you all for watching. I do have to attend an engagement party. An engagement party, something like that, yeah.
What the? I got 70.
But we made some progress
I got
here.
all 370 bullets.
I'll let you guys know how the rest of this goes. But until then, thank you all, and I will see you next time.
Bye.